our delivery system is there in the form of QTV as well as safety. Like I said, the submarine ball delivery could have come in from the trail of the Hunt Rengar, but it seems that we will not have that. We will have Kale instead, able to kind of protect Archie from any sort of dive coming in, but I don't see that KLH will go in for any dives at this point of time. We should see the intervention being used on Optimus himself, or maybe even QTV and safety to negate some of the burst damage coming in from Lucian, but other than that, I think it's going to be pretty safe so far. Tainted Ones does spot Junie going in for the deep ward. Will they cause a pincer movement? Because it is only Junie that's in the top lane. Junie will not use the stun, just auto attack the Tainted Ones, dealing quite a bit of damage.
That's right. I think on the side of SAJ, I really love their team composition. It's kind of like a modified version of the dive composition that most Chinese teams like to pick on their own. So they have some modification. This time around, they do have that Rengar extremely well to just burst someone down, from 100 to 0 with the triple kill combination. And safety as well, we've seen him switch up his playstyle also well in the Garena Premier League. He has been going for extremely, aggressive plays, and that has worked quite well for him in that sense. So, I mean, having this position, they will be looking to be the aggressors right from the start.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, we had Tainted Ones taking a chunk of damage at half health. Actually, he still went in for the deep ward. That was very dangerous. He went in alone without any backup at all. Lucky to get out of that alive, actually.
That's right. And as we do see both teams now going for a rather conservative start, they are just warding up the entrances for the opposition jungle. And it does look like it's going to be a mirror of what we see here. It's going to be a lane swap, so both the support and marksmen for both teams will be juking it out and fighting it out in the mid lane. Who do you think will have the advantage in this one?
Yeah, both the lane swaps come in. I feel that the short lane will definitely benefit Lucian as well as Fiddlesticks, because the fear proc coming in from Terrify as well as the Lucian combo coming in at level 3 will definitely deal a lot of damage. But Junie, I will not count him out for a stun using the Flame Breath itself. It wasn't the Flame Breath, sorry. Using that Fire Breath on Annie itself.
Alright, so it does look like Optimus will have the slight upper edge in this one as he goes up against the melee range Goldens at this point of time. But Optimus, the thing he has to be careful is that he will face a lot of threat coming in once it hits level 6. But for him, he still has the intervention on his own arsenal, so he could make use of that to just make sure that he farms up safely.
I'm quite curious, did Tainted Ones just get bullied out of his own jungle by safety?
Well, it could be the case actually, because...
Does he have his red buff? Okay, no, he has both his buffs, so no bullying involved here. Nunu able to kind of counter jungle pretty quickly. The stun does come out from Junie, the Relentless Pursuit used to actually just dodge out the pill over Peacemaker.
That's right, and once again, Junie and Archie playing rather aggressively down into this mid lane, and the Annie support in the mid lane, as we have seen for most times already, has a lot of potential once she hits level 6, because you can be the secondary roamer in your team, just to move up to the side lanes and support, and making sure once you drop the Tibbers and your laner will be able to follow up for the counter kill.
Yeah, this top lane matchup, Vayne up against Rengar, is going to be very interesting. XXF dealing out against QTV. QTV able to kind of keep up in minion farm despite being in melee range. I think XXF has dropped some minion farm. So QTV losing some farm under the turret as well. I wonder how this matchup will play out. QTV does have that innate sustain, but I believe that XXF is also running some lifesteal quintessences coming in.
That's right. The thing I like about this Rengar and Vayne matchup is that I think QTV has a trick hidden up his sleeve, because for the fact actually we do see an engage into the mid lane. Junie will take a whole lot of damage, and actually Red Hot Race will go down in the process to the Ignite, and Archie now putting some hurt onto Wallens there. They peel over Peacemaker and he will take some turret aggro, and I think he will back off from there, but nevertheless, good first blood coming in from Saigon Jokers.
Yeah, a little bit over-aggressive coming in on the side of Red Hot Race. We do have some action in the bot lane as well. Golden's taken down very low. I think the Ignite has been popped onto Optimus. Optimus actually burns his flash. Tainted Ones in the river getting caught out.
That's right, it does look like he still has the early boots that will give him additional mobility. And there we go, a quick pause. Probably some disconnection issue there, but we do have a lot of aggressive plays all across the board. And I think, these two teams are just so worried about each other. They know for a fact that the early aggressor will stand to come out on top. And because of that, both of them are kind of reckless in that sense, just going all aggressive in this matchup.
Yeah, a little bit reckless coming in. We do not have any rotations coming from the junglers just yet. I actually did expect Tainted Ones or Safety to actually come up to the top lane, because XXF itself, I think he would at least need some help to kind of bully out QTV in the lane. But it doesn't seem that the junglers will be rotating to the top lane just yet, and the aggression coming in the mid lane was a little bit surprising. We do have the summoner spells being burned, no exhaust being burned on Red Hot Rays at this moment. The ignite is down on Junie, and I do expect the next form of aggression to be coming in from the Kuala Lumpur Hunters in the mid lane. I believe Walens would want to pick up yet another kill to feed his kill roster. He actually has the 5 highest total kills in game, coming in at 43.
So you want to keep that at a healthy figure, but I think something that I just noticed over time is that for the Absolute Zero, it does look like Saigon Jokers don't have a lot of mechanisms to try to stop that ultimate coming in from Nunu, with the exception of the Dragon Rage coming in from Safety. And if I'm not wrong, the cupcake trait does stop the Absolute Zero charge.
Yeah,
as well.
I think so. And not forgetting, Junie can have that stun charged up to actually just kind of negate the Absolute Zero coming in. But I think that's the least of their worries coming in from Saigon Jokers. They do want to use Junie to go in for the initiation, and Safety to come into the back lines to just Dragon Rage one of the AD carries up into the front line, just to face the wrath of the Angel Optimus.
Right, the Divine Wrath coming in from Optimus in that sense. And the thing I like about Kuala Lumpur Hunters is that, we mentioned that Saigon Jokers extremely pick comp based, but for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, their plan is quite clear cut. They want to just make sure that Tainted Ones and Goldens will be able to just tank and soak up as much damage on their end before they can just create a wall for Walens and XXF to finish off the job. But the thing about it is QTV will be the ever sneaky predator, because he can just go into stealth and just catch anyone off guard. And the interesting is that he has that thrill of the hunt. It was like this rivalry way back, I think a few months ago, when you had that lore matchup when you had Kha'Zix going up against Rengar.
Yes.
Rengar would naturally stand the advantage, because when Kha'Zix goes into stealth, he will be able to spot him up with the thrill of the hunt. Will we see something similar in this game? I am not too sure.
We may, because XXF can use the final hour to go in, as well as the Q tumble to actually turn invisible. So if QTV needs to spot him out very quickly, he can just pop the thrill of the hunt, go in for the jump, and just burst XXF down immediately. I really wish Optimus picked up the Orianna, because we could have seen some really crazy submarine ball plays coming in.
Right, and here we go with the game resuming, and Wallen's actually taking a whole load of damage in the mid lane. Does look like he will go back after he clear off this wave, and XXF as well taking a whole lot of damage from the Predator here with the Bowler Strike, just chunking him down in the process in this top lane.
Yeah, and it seems that the minion farm is pretty much even in the top lane. Let's take a look at what is supposed to be the 2 mid laners of the game now in the bottom lane, also at pretty even minion farm. Everyone just keeping up in minion farm, except for the fact that Safety has just
not without Tainted Ones going down with him as well. And there we go, Safety just jumping into the fray. Archie will pick up that double kill. Walens has to flash out of the way, but nevertheless, 1 for 2 trade, very worthwhile for the Saigon Jokers. Junie is the only one that goes down, and there we go. The final hour gets popped by XXF there. Will QTV actually go for the thrill of the hunt? It does not look like it will be so. So in a sense, baiting out that final hour.
that they really underestimated the amount of damage they were able to put there. KLH felt that they could take out Junie as fast as possible. They felt that the burst damage was enough. But coming in, I think they underestimated. We do have Golden's actually catching out Archie in the boob up itself.
Right. So Golden with the Let's Bounce, not going to be able to take out Archie in the process, but nevertheless, you know, just putting on some fear and deterring away the entire lines of Saigon Jokers away from their jungle. Will they actually go for the dragon? Does not look like it will be the case, as Tainted Ones take away the blue buff.
It seems that they will not go for the dragon. Tainted Ones will pick up the blue buff for himself, I believe. And XXF has to be extremely dangerous when facing QTV, especially he does have the Trail of the Hunt up, uses the Bola Strike. He wants to charge up those skills as much as possible. And Optimus dueling it out with Goldens in the bot lane. It seems that KLH will start on this dragon, but it seems that they are not just confident enough to go for it, because Junie is level 5, does has the stun charged up, may go in for flash AoE stun once the flash is up, but I feel that Tainted Ones is in a pretty good position, knowing that he has both the Consume and the Smite spell just to secure the dragon.
Right, he is so leveling up that Consume to make sure that he has extra true damage on minions. So in that sense, a lot of advantage for him should he choose to go for the early dragon. Actually, we do see Optimus on the aggressive here onto Golden, so that Righteous Fury gonna be chunking him down. And that's the thing about this Zac in the solo lane, is that once you go up against a slightly ranged champion, you would have some disadvantage when you go for those trades.
Yeah, I think it's something that he is extremely used to, I feel, Goldens. He has played the mid lane, played the Zac a couple of times, and has faced many ranged champions in the mid lane. So this is something that he should be quite familiar with, although he's now in the long lane, so it's going to take him slightly longer to escape from any incoming ganks or aggression.
Hi, and Junie just owning away the lines of Kuala Lumpur Hunters here. Does look like he's just waiting for, yeah, there we go, the Tibbers to come up before he goes all in with the aggression here. And there we go, the stun coming down onto Wallens, but the Pit of a Peacemaker just barely missing there. But nevertheless, Saigon Jokers making full aggression into this mid lane and in the bottom lane as well, as Optimus slowly and steadily just scratching, and that he puts dash Goldens in the bottom lane. And XXF now putting on some hurt onto QTV, but he still has the Trail of the Hunt, so he could escape out of the way.
Yeah, he could indeed escape out of the way. In the meantime, we do have some aggression coming in from the laners, as you said. We see a CS advantage being taken by Archie. 66 is to 51 as compared to Wallens. The pink does come down. SAJ will clear the Dragon Pit of any wards, and it seems that the advantage Optimus is about to take in the bottom lane itself is just going to increase as well. So slowly but surely, Saigon Jokers will take the advantage coming in from their laners. They may rotate to Dragon very shortly. No ultimate score. I think laners will end QTV. Will be happy
there
to
we go.
The Tibbers does come in, instantly bursted down. Red Hot Race just goes down. The Absolute Zero just to deter them. Junie taken down very low. The Ace in the hole, as well as the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike combo, will take the Tainted Ones down. Wallens going in for the aggression, but finding no kills out of that.
So a very good, juggling of the turret aggression will find Saigon Jokers 2 kills. And I think for a moment there we saw some danger as the Absolute Zero got spot, but not being interrupted at the same time. So because of that safety, and Junie went down to pretty low, but in a sense they were able to escape with their lives and take out the mid lane turret as well. So pushing their goal advantage up to close to 3,000 at this point of time, just 11 minutes in. And with Optimus slowly and steadily just swinging her Righteous Blade of Fury at this bottom lane turret, it does look like she wants to take it down real soon.
Righteous Blade of Fury, I see.
Righteous Blade of Fury.
So, yeah,
the Divine Wrath of the Angel kill.
I see, the Divine Wrath of the Angel. So anyway, we do have the pink walls being cleared out. Tainted Ones, Wallens, and Red Hot Race will start the Dragon attempt. And it seems that Junie, Optimus, as well as Safety will start flanking in very shortly. Once again, KLH will be deterred from that Dragon attempt. It seems that the engage will come in. Golden's actually going in with the slingshot using the Let's Mount as well.
Oh, there we go. They closed them as well, but Red Hot Riz will just step on a cupcake, and Archie will pick up the kill onto him. What an embarrassing moment it must be. But Wallens picks up the counter kill onto Junie there, so a 1-4 at this point of time. Tainted Ones does look like he is from will flash over the wall, and Archie now, will he go for the ace in the hole? And there we go. Wallens will just easily block that out for him. Nice teammate Wallens doing the right job, but it does look like because of that, Saigon Jokers will be able to move their way into the Dragon Pit, and it does look like it's going to be theirs to take. But Kuala Lumpur Hunters are slowly moving in for this one.
Yeah, it seems that it's a 1-for-1 trade in the Dragon Pit itself, and as they are in position to take the Dragon right now, Goldens does come in, the Culling comes out, will Optimus go down? Optimus does not have his out, and Caitlyn just gets the shutdown onto Wallens.
Try, but Safety will be able to kind of create some space, and actually taking a whole lot of damage onto Goldens. Does look like he has to flash, and Tainted One will just move around, and a great snipe coming in from Safety to just pop the passive away, but at the same time Safety has nowhere to run. Tainted One to pick up the kill. That was a 2-for-1 trade in fact in the favor of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, so they are stopping the bleeding at this point of time.
Yeah, they are stopping the bleeding at this point of time. SAJ do pick up the Dragon, however, extending their gold lead to about 3,000 gold. QTV actually being the one bullied out of lane earlier. We do see XXF taking a lead in minion farm at this point of time. He is currently at about 20 CS ahead and actually taken down the bot tower very low. We have Junie actually rotating in the top lane. Will XXF actually, the Tibbers goes down, and QTV will go in.
QTV will go in, and Junie just sticking on to XXF here, as we do have some action in the bottom lane as well. So action all across the board, but QTV will pick up the kill up in the top lane. So KLH will respond to take this bottom turret off their own. So balancing it out. Turret once, and at this point of time, Kuala Lumpur Hunters are still in a gold deficit by 3,000. It does look like Saigon Jokers will push on ahead to build their gold advantage as they slowly chuck it out and just slam away at this top lane turret.
Yeah, SAJ do take the kill. The great kick coming in from Safety. It seems that Wallens will go down.
Right, and he doesn't go down with the flash, and Archie looks like he is in trouble in this one, and he actually just moves in and flash in for the kill onto Wallens in the exchange. Red Hot Race does look like he will go down, and Archie once again picking up another kill, another double kill for him. That's gonna bring him to 7-0-2. That is one fat Caitlyn there.
That's one fat Caitlyn indeed. Puts down the cupcake, and that was a great game coming from Safety. He actually rotated from behind into the lane, gets the onto Wallens. Wallens nearly getting away, but a great play coming from RJ using the not the build over Peacemaker, the 90 caliber net as well as the flash to get in range for the last auto attack.
I am so fearful of this Caitlyn at this point in time. 7-0-2, and there we go. XXF now making some work onto Safety there, but Archie is just right around the corner. Final hour gets popped, and the slingshot doesn't land onto Saigon Jokers there. And Junie will come into the fray with the stun there, and that will be a counter kill for Saigon Jokers. Junie picks up that one, and the calling comes down. Archie looks like he might go down in the process. The snowball goes down, and that is the shutdown going to Wallens. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in the favor of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and 4 members are grouped up in the mid lane. Will they take down the mid lane turret?
Yeah, I really like the shutdown goal going into the opposite A carry, but we do have Goldens going in and are being fired off by the Tainted Ones, as well as the Tibbers coming out from Junie, and it seems that SAJ will go in for the counter initiation.
That's right, and Saigon Jokers just relentless pounding onto Golden there. The blob will go down in the process, and Tibbers just goes down with stall as well. Do you see the way that he just danced and went down in pain?
Yeah, he did dance and go down in pain. So I think that what's a little bit risky on the SAJ did option despite having all their cooldowns being blown earlier in that earlier fight just to pick up Archie. So that slingshot into the side of SAJ didn't really do much for them, but instead actually just deterred them away entirely.
Right, but at this point of time, it does look like Saigon Jokers, I don't know, man, it does look like they are not really fully utilizing this big potential that they have. But nevertheless, they are feeding Archie relatively well at this point of time. 7-1-3, he did get shut down by Wallens, but for them they have to continue on the pressure, make sure that they smaller Kuala Lumpur Hunters, make sure that they have no breathing space, because for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, if they manage to drag this out, I would say this double AD team composition will work out relatively well for them, because that's where most marksmen will shine.
Yeah,
they get a couple of items in.
Speaking of the double AD composition, it is actually starting to fall off in the mid game because they do not have the items to kind of back it up. XXF does have that Blade of Ruin King, but it seems that Rengar has already completed Sunfire Cape, as well as probably building into the Spirit's Visage very shortly. And they will need to actually go just to go back in their favor. That is when the double AD carry will shine coming into the late game, as you said. But if you take a look at the item stocks before kind of any action actually happens, it seems that in all lanes we have an item advantage on the side of SAJ. If you look at the supports especially, Fiddlesticks only has the boots as well as the Philosopher's Stone, no wards just yet. But on the side of SAJ, Annie has that mobility boots as well as the Sight Stone of the Ruby Crystal, going to be built into the Ruby Sight Stone very shortly.
That's right, so having all this item, and there we go with the initiation onto XXF there with 4 members on his butt there. It does look like he will not be able to escape, as QTV now putting some hurt onto Golden's there. Well, they choose to go all in onto this one. Does look like at this point of time the Cowling will get popped, and Golden's will bounce around QTV, and he will go down into those bloblips. Well, actually QTV go in this one. Archie now taking out the in the turret, and there we go. QTV, he doesn't take out Golden in the process, and he will have to back off because, you know, the turret is just protecting Golden away. It does look like, you know, there's not going to be a kill onto Golden at this point of time.
Yeah, in all those fights that happen, only XXF will go on. SAJ will take the kill. Kill count 1 is to 0, and they do take down the bottom inner turret, hammering on the top inner turret, and this will go down too. So 2 turrets in their favor, or 1 turret in their favor. The turret doesn't go down, but still 1 turret and 1 kill in the favor of SAJ. Dragon is now live, and they will start on it as well.
That's right. Dragon will just go into the pocket of Saigon Jokers there, so extending their goal lead. Now it's a 8,000 goal lead for them, and Ace in the Hole comes in. It will hit Red Hot Wrist, and look at the amount of damage, and he will just get melted down by Optimus in the process. Easy peasy for them, easy kill, and that, you know, once again it's gonna just make the numbers into a 5v4. They can easily just march down into the mid lane turret and take it out for themselves.
Yeah, the goal difference is already at 8,000 gold. I do not know what the Kuala Lumpur Hunters can do from this. Like I said, they need to stop objective and take just ADC. Will scale with the gold coming in for the items, but we do have action in the jungle. Goldens be caught off by Safety and Junie. The Sonic Wave does hit, this Resonating Strike does not follow.
Alright, so it does look like XXF will actually take up the top lane turret, so a small consolation prize in the process, but they're still behind in global objectives like you mentioned earlier. So 4-2, you know, turret count to the advantage of Saigon Jokers.
Yeah, exactly, and the gold difference doesn't seem to be shrinking at all. But Tainted Ones does have that Oracles, will clear out some of the vision, prevent them from getting caught. XXF dealing a lot of damage to QTV, does pop the Blade of the Ruin King as well as the final out. Forcing QTV to flash, uses the big wall to actually catch him out.
Oh, there we go! QTV with the Troll of the Hunt will act it up. Will he be able to intervention? Comes down onto QTV there, but he will decide the wise decision to do is not to chase. But Kuala Lumpur Hunters lurking around the corner. They will not go in though, so I'm not too sure what that was about, but nevertheless, playing on the safe side here. And there we go, the Flash Terrify coming in from Red Hot Race there. Wallens will follow up, and the Crossstorm gets channeled as well, but he's just running in the opposite direction. The Ace will hit Goldens, and Junie will take it out with the help of Tibbers.
Yes, Tibbers being the very helpful bet there, taking down Wallens.
Not go in though, so I'm not too sure what that was about, but nevertheless, playing on the safe side here. And there we go, the Flash Terrify coming in from Red Hot Race there. Wallens will follow up, and the Crossstorm gets channeled as well, but he's just running in the opposite direction. The Ace in the Hole will hit Goldens, and Junie will take it out with the help of Tibbers.
Yes, Tibbers being the very helpful bet there, taking down Wallens in the process. Goldens escaping with the skin of his teeth, does not have that cell division passive up. And it seems that SAJ once again will take the counter kill, so the aggression coming out from KLH not enough. The damage still not enough yet. And it seems that KLH is being punished from their over-aggression. The Flash Terrify comes in, but you know that damage not enough to take out Archie.
I think Red Hot Race was the one that was terrified there, as even though he channeled the Crow Storm, he had to run in the opposite direction, and there we go, safety with the Dragon Rage, knocking Golden's right back into the fray, but you know, Tainted Ones will just protect them with the Absolute Zero that just charged and released.
That's right, so they are deterred away from the tower at this moment, but it seems that aggression will continue from the side of SAJ. Tiber's ultimate is down, the intervention is up, Thrill of the Hunt will be back very shortly, but it seems the aggression is coming in from the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but no, they will back off. SAJ will just kind of say, you know, no, we won't have any of this. The Flash as well, Safeguard comes in, Walen's putting in the 3 auto attacks just to take out Safety, and the
Culling comes out. It does look like Optimus might go down in the process. Tainted One just needs to lance the ice ball, but that will not happen. So they, you know, Kuala Lumpur Hunters very contented with that 1 kill, but I think they need more than that to kind of crawl back into this one, as QTV once again now just shoving into the face of Kuala Lumpur Hunters as he, you know, just puts on some good amount of damage. And now Walen's now on the hunt onto QTV here. Will he be able to, you know, just move out of the way? Chill of the Hunt gets popped by with the turret control here, and there we go, he's just moving around, and 4 members of Kuala Lumpur Hunters will eventually spot him out onto this one. Will he go down in the process? Does look like with so many members in, but they are taking a hell lot of time just to take out this Hunter on the side of Saigon Jokers.
Yeah, that's why that is the story of the game. You actually have Kuala Lumpur Hunters able to kind of catch 1 member of Saigon Jokers out each and every time, but they do not have the damage to follow up just to get a clean kill off of that. You saw how long they took to kill the tankiest member on the side of SAJ, and even if they do catch out Archie, they still unable to kind of burst down Archie instantly in the process.
That's right, QTV now just creating so much menace on the side of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and you know, he just bought time for SAJ to move around the map, shove out the other lanes, make sure that they have the map advantage in this one. It does look like Saigon Jokers, they might think to go for the Baron Nashor.
Yeah, I do not think they do need to go in for the Baron Nashor as well. They do not want to give KLH a 50-50 smite chance, especially having that new the burst potential coming in, but they might want to bait their Baron. Oh, what did Junie do there? Not that auto attack coming out.
Not the coolest of moves, but Red Hot Race, did you see the amount of damage just from the ace in the hole, just melting him down to about a quarter of his HP.
You know, Fish would be proud of Red Hot Race. I just realized Red Hot Race is using the Bandito Fiddlestick skin, so he's going to be very happy. So SAJ will start on that Baron. Will we see Nunu is nowhere near to actually contest for this? Actually, we have Goldens coming in, and he does get the Baron steal.
Very impressive play, but nevertheless, XXF will go down in the process, and Tainted Ones, he looks a little lost here. Will he be able to get out of this one? There we go, Absolute Zero gets channeled, but you know, with not enough damage into this one, it does look like he will just go down in the process. Double kill for Optimus. QTV now alone in the mid lane, but he will be able to just slowly chunk away, and once again, it is the game of cat and mice.
No way they'll be able to burst down QTV. I do not think they even have that damage. Look, popped out, and they are just forced away from their own inhibitor turret. So it's really been the story of the match. It was very weird. I saw Goldens go in for the Baron steal, he got it, and like 5 seconds later, Tainted Ones just appeared in the fight, looking lost, like a lost child. It's like, where's the rest of my team?
Like a lost child. Someone please bring him to the lost and found corner.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, they did pick up the Baron steal, and Red Hot Race not closing in the distance enough. It does look like QTV will be able to get out of the way with the Thrill of the Hunt.
Yeah, Judy is on the side. Will he come in for the stun? But it seems that QTV will continue to be
there we go.
Up. We do have the hop coming in from the Unseen Predator, but it seems QTV will go down.
Right, I thought for a moment there, you know, the Predator will be able to escape with his life there, but you know, he just bought time for Saigon Jokers to take away the Dragon. So once again, just, you know, distracting Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and I'm not too sure. I think they're just keen to take out the Predator in that sense, you know. It's the Hunter's pride. They don't want the Predator to hunt down their own team.
Oh, I guess, but tunneling to this sort of stage, they do have the Baron buff now. Safety actually does go in. Intervention is popped onto him, and the fight now breaks out.
Oh, there we go. actually Optimus will get shut down in the process by Wallens there, and a very good, well-timed Tibbers will stop a couple of members, and actually this fight is going into the favor of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. They will take out 4 members, actually sorry, 3 members in the process, and Archie has to run for his life here. The barrel and the flash gets popped. Does look like Archie will survive this one, and nevertheless that was a very good team fight for Kuala Lumpur Hunters. It was the fight that they were looking for, and it does look like because of that they will be able to create some space and hopefully take out the mid lane turret.
Yeah, but QTV is there to defend. In that fight extended, it was a 4v5. QTV went down earlier, and Kuala Lumpur Hunters takes this fight 3-1, losing only XXF in the process.
That's right. So they took out the mid lane turret. So the last outer turret being taken down on the side of Saigon Jokers, but at this point of time, Saigon Jokers with a astounding lead over the turret count, 7-3, having the mid lane inhibitor down as well. So they have a lot more breathing space as compared to the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and not to mention the gold lead as well. At this point of time, it's building up, still at 8,000 at this point of time.
Yeah, still at an 8,000 gold lead indeed. And you see what happened earlier. QTV actually popped the Trail of the Hunt, wanting to burst down Wallens, but forgot that Red Hot Race does have that Oracles on him. So it's like, oh, they're gonna see me coming, aren't they? So he kind of just goes back to the creep, breaks the stealth, and just goes back into farming.
I think the one good, the consolation thing coming in for Kuala Lumpur Hunters is that they have been feeding a lot of shutdown gold to Wallens. He actually picked up, I think, if I'm not wrong, he picked up 2 shutdown bounty gold, and because of that, he is able to pick up some good items up for himself, having the Last Whisper and the Trinity Force, as well as having the BF Sword. As now we do see Golden now fighting it out against QTV up in the top lane, and he will have to back out from that one. And just in that trade, Golden not able to do anything against this ruthless predator that is QTV at this point of time.
Yeah, the bottom turret does go down. I think it went down earlier possibly. And it seems like QTV has been doing work, just pushing down turret after turret. Does have the Sunfire Cape Bone Tooth Necklace as well as the Spirit Visage, so he's going to be extremely tanky indeed. So it's going to be the 4-1 split push coming in from the Saigon Jokers. QTV's specialty to be the one in charge of that split push champion in the top lane.
And this is kind of their old playstyle. I like just bringing back some of their old school strategies. And there we go, Junie with the Flash Tibbers there, and an instant shutdown coming in from safety there. And Archie with all the
as the gold difference still is kept at about 8,000. Survive into the late game.
To this one, they are just moving around, just camping in this top lane, Tribrush, hoping to catch someone out of position before going all in into the base of Kuala Lumpur Hunters there. And you're right, you're absolutely right on that sense. If this game drags on much further than Saigon Jokers expected, then Kuala Lumpur Hunters will slowly come back into play. But having said that, they are having a tremendous mountain to climb, as Saigon Jokers sitting at a 9 turret advantage. And there we go, Golden's jumping into the fray, and quickly with the Chivalrous Reverie being popped as well, and Red Hot Race with the close, not going to be able to hit anyone, and the Calling gets popped in that sense. And QTV now jumping into the fray will pick up the kill onto Red Hot Race, and Optimus flashing into the way with the intervention as well. And now Golden's will be able to kind of zone away Archie.
Whoa.
But it does look like he will go down into those bloblets, and Saigon Jokers will pick up that kill, and that's the double kill going to Archie. 3 members of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters have gone down in the process, and it does look like they will be able to take this game for themselves. And it's going to be up to XXF, and Tainted wants to protect their final Nexus turrets. Saigon Jokers still pounding onto the Nexus turrets. XXF also Loma with the flash and the Q combination. QTV will take him down, and the Nexus turret will go down in the process. It is GG, well played. Saigon Jokers will pick up the kill pick up the victory against the Kuala Lumpur Hunters here tonight.
Yeah, and this puts Saigon Jokers in a 5-4 position, whereas KLH goes down 4-5. So it will put Saigon Jokers in a slightly more commanding lead in the group. So there are still more matches to be played later on, but in that game we did see the double AD carry com kind of scale back slightly, getting, you know, nearly there, but SAJ knew the danger coming in from KLH, so they just ended it right there. And in that final fight, we saw XXF getting caught out by the Tibet stun. That kind of just sealed the deal for Saigon Jokers.
That's right. And the other distracting thing that was very prevalent in this match was QTV pretty much moving around and, you know, just drawing firepower onto himself so that he can just let the entire squad of Saigon Jokers move around the map, shove out the other lanes, grab an objective or two, and just move out of the way.
That's right, and I think this will be game number 2. The Saigon Jokers take the win over the Kuala Lumpur